This is a new series where we look at obscure games. And to start the series off, we're going to be looking at this game, Obscure.
Yo, Dumbo, telling best the name of the game series.
This will be a two-part video, so we could talk about Obscure the Aftermath, or if you're in Europe, Obscure 2, which I will refer to the game as Obscure 2 throughout the second video. So yeah. With that, the game starts off with a cutscene where they're in a gym, school gym, playing basketball. First character we meet is Kenny. He's our average jock. Then there's Josh, some photographer, conspiracy, say he's doing an investigation, so whatever. Then there's Stan, I guess a fugitive, not a fugitive, but you know, been locked up a few times. Then there's Shannon, Kenny's younger sister, I think, or whatever. And then, you know, you start the game off as normal, everything's going well. And after the basketball game, Kenny stays and shoots around a little more. I guess if you want to shoot around, as you can see, you play with him. Then someone takes his bag as he's in the locker room ready to leave, and that starts the game right there. And now that the game is started, now we're going to talk about gameplay. The game, you have 5 main characters you can play with. Stan, Ashley, Kenny, and Josh, and Shannon. Those are your main 5 characters. With that one being said, when each character dies, they're permanently dead throughout the whole game. There's no bringing them back unless you restart or go back to that save. So it's a permanent death system, which affects the story a lot. Like with that one, each character has their own unique ability, like Shannon being able to make her healing items much more effective, and Josh, he can observe the room and find out if there's anything you still need to find in there. And Kenny, he has a slight sprint, which is good from running away from the monsters, whatever they is in there. And then you have Stan, he picks locks the fastest. And then Ashley, she didn't double shoot any weapon, pretty much. Any kind of weapon, she can do like more damage or double shoot it. Which you are able to switch out your characters and play with any character through any part of the story. And to do that, you have to meet up with the character, and when you switch your characters, please make sure to switch your inventory over to the next character. Because if you don't, you're not going to have no weapons on the character you're playing with at all. So please, whatever you do, switch over your inventory. Don't be like me and die because you forgot to switch over your inventory. Like I said, there's a permanent death system, so yeah. Pretty much you lose your characters 24/7 if you do that. The game has 3 difficulties: easy, normal, and hard. Or should I say hell is the last one, because oh my goodness. You do not want to shoot at no enemies. You want to save all your ammo for your bosses, because they will take over. They take over hours to kill. The game is like an hour long without cutscenes, but with cutscenes it make it up to like 3 hours for me. So like with that one, when the difficulty is up, the game, the bosses just like you wasting ammo shooting at them or fighting them. You're just wasting time playing the game on hardest difficulty. It gets annoying. I got to the 3rd boss and just like I got frustrated and I ain't play the game no more. The game is actually good, but it's just don't play it on hard. With that one, I mean, like, even with the hard difficulty though, the game can be easier if you have light, like a flashlight or anything, which is why pretty much throughout the whole game you're gonna want to keep some source of light or flashlight. Like you can break windows to weaken enemies, because your enemies are weak to light. That's their weakness, is light. What you want to try to do is try to always keep a window that can be broken, that has a beam of light, or you keep your flashlight, which still weakens the enemy. And it helps a little bit with bosses. for me, I didn't really see a difference whether flashlight or not with bosses, because like I was still getting my ass whooped, so who cares? And it's just like, it gets got annoying, but the game's still pretty good. But since the game is still good, staying alive was like pretty fucking hard, considering that it was hard for me to find health. Only way I found health was like through the vending machines. You break them and you get energy drinks out of them. I don't know if there's another form of health. Like I did have like a first aid kit looking thing, and when I used it, I never found another one throughout the whole game. So I don't know if you got to make them or what. But all I know with the health, your main thing you're gonna find is the vending machines. And you hit them, you get the energy drink, you put your health up, you get on. I don't like. So I was just talking about the health. I want to talk about the weapons in the game. My main weapons were the weapons I was able to find. I don't know if they have more weapons. Obviously, so I was able to find 2 pistols and a shotgun. My main weapon I used was the shotgun, and my melee weapons was I had baseball bats. But with the pistols, you could take flashlights on them, try and keep the enemies weakened, which they did work on the bosses a little bit, but not much. And the game gives you choices. It's a player choice. Player-based player choice game. Like, it's your choices. Depends on how the game goes for you, or how you play the game, or how the game is beaten. So yeah. So like, what I'm trying to say is like, the game will be different for different people's play styles. So with the way I played, I was just trying to use nothing but melee until I had to. So which I had enough ammo just like to go at the bosses like it was nothing, while still getting killed and losing all my people. Yeah, I wasn't able to get the good ending at all. The good ending was just like no for me. It just sucks. So yeah, it might play different for other people. For a game that came out 2004 in Europe, like in the European areas, and like the US, it came out 2005. If I'm correct. The game's actually decent, good cutscenes and everything. Like, it's not bad. It's like a Silent Hill type horror game, like survival horror. They put it in that genre. What I'm looking at. Oh yeah, and the horror in this game don't hold back at all. It wants you to be scared, like genuinely. It wants you to just like not sleep at night. Be like, what if that thing looking at me? Like, bro, the monsters on here, and if you look at the concept art for these monsters, you wouldn't even. You look at the game monsters, but they're not that bad, because the concept art is just like worst. Like, just horrifying. While still being, yeah, so when the game did come out only on PS2, but then later released for PC, PC port on Steam, which is the collection 1 and 2. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, the game is co-op, and the CPU is actually not bad. Like, yeah, they can be in the way from time to time, but when they do fight, they help when they're not dying, while standing right in front of the monsters, just standing there shooting, getting beat up. When they're not doing that, yeah, their CPU partners are okay. They're helpful whenever in combat. Sometimes in combat. Yeah, just try to play a game with a friend if you want a good partner. Like with the 2 players, it's much better. But I'm trying not to get in too much like gameplay. I'm trying to get in much gameplay as I can, while not spoiling the story, because the game has a great story. How everything is done. The game is good. Most definitely should check it out. Mostly people play on PC. If you play on PC, or if you have a PS2 still, Lord knows how old you are, but If you have a PS2 still, most definitely check the game out. The game is great. Great game. This is the first one in the series, and yes, there's a part 2 to this. Hopefully come out soon after this video.